Shalom, everyone. I want to share with you a prophecy that I think that very few people are aware of, and it's in the book of Enoch. And there are many different versions of the book of Enoch that people can find. And one of the reasons that I want to reference right here, that I'm going to be reading from the Sefer, okay, is because the chapter and verses in various versions of the book of Enoch that are out there are usually different, okay? Because I'm going to be referencing from the Sefer Enoch chapter 104 verses 8 and 9. And this is a prophecy concerning the preservation of Yahuwah's word, the preservation of his word. So I'm going to read that right now. Okay. So Enoch 104, 8 and 9 from the Sefer reads, "They shall speak evil things, they shall utter falsehood, and create a great creation, and compose sepharim in their own words. But when they shall write all my words correctly in their own languages, they shall neither change or diminish them, but shall write them all correctly, all which from the first I have uttered concerning them." Now the word sepharim there is referring to scrolls, which we would now call books. Okay, so books of the Bible would be scrolls, and also it can be referred to as sepharim, which is plural, and sefer right here would be the singular form of that. Okay, so why I'm bringing out this prophecy is because, you know, essentially, if Yahuwah, if he cannot preserve his word, okay, and it gets tampered with to such a degree that it is unrecognizable and therefore not trustworthy, okay, and you cannot believe it because you do not know to what degree all, you know, the satanic elements, the satanic organizations that exist on earth now, such as, say, you know, the Jesuits, the Roman Catholic Church, Constantine, you know, whatever, the Illuminati, all these things that have gotten into the word and tampered with it, if they have the ability to change the word to such a degree that you cannot trust it at all, guess what? He is not the Almighty, but he is the Almighty, and he can preserve his word, and here's a prophecy to testify to that, okay? I mean, if he cannot preserve his word, then he really isn't the creator, okay? But he can, and he does, and he has preserved that. And to say, to make this assertion that his word has been tampered with, we really cannot trust it, okay, is simply falsehood. It is diminishing his power and giving more power than what is deserved to the satanic elements and organizations that exist on earth now. But I trust him, and I trust his word, and that's why I want to bring this out. And one of the reasons why I'm bringing out this particular prophecy is because the last video I did, Global Witness and Analysis, I did not bring that out. Okay, I commented about this regarding this prophecy, regarding Enoch 104, 8, and 9 on my last video. But I just wanted to bring it out and read it and let people meditate on these words and encourage you to if not the Sefer, then, you know, get a copy of the book of Enoch and read it. It is specifically written to the elect and righteous of the last generation, okay? So that right there. It is also referenced in the book of Jude. It is valid scripture entirely. You know, so think about this. In Job chapter 1, Satan has to come to Yahuwah and say, well, you know, you have this hedge of protection around your servant Job, but if you remove that hedge of protection, then I will show you that he will not still worship you, but he will curse you, okay? So, you know, Job does not do that. Job passes the test, and at the end of the book of Job, he is blessed twice as much as he was at the very beginning. Now, the only point of that is that, you know, Yahuwah is in control of all things. He has to actually remove the hedge of protection before Satan can do anything. Okay, now another good example of this is, I believe it's in John, the book of John, the Gospel of John, chapter 19, where Pilate says to Yahushua, don't you know that I have power over your life and death? And Yahushua responds to him and says, the only power that you have is what has been given to you by the Father in heaven. Okay, this is another example of how he is in control of all things. And if it is not his will that it will not be done, then it will not be done. Okay, and these satanic elements, they do not have the power to just completely destroy his word. Okay, so, I'm kind of discussing this because, Global Witness Derek Brose has said that he has read the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey, but he has also read the Satanic Bible, which is the Bible, and he has made assertions, basically flip-flopping the good guy and the bad guy in the Garden of Eden, saying that the serpent told the truth and so forth, which I went into in detail in the last video, not to go into that too much. But these sorts of things and this sort of teaching plants doubt in the veracity of the word. People hearing these things and not knowing whether that is true or not, that plants doubt in their minds and in their hearts and in their being about the veracity of the word, about the reliability and trustworthiness of the word. And I believe that that is what this man's overarching message is really all about. I listen to what he says. I listen to how he says it in a lot of his videos. And what he is doing, time after time, is he is planting little seeds of doubt here, little seeds of doubt there in the veracity of the word. But I tell you, trustworthy is the word, and he is not trustworthy at all. Okay. One other matter on that I want to address is that in the last video, okay, I discuss how in a video that he had formerly entitled Global Witness live stream question you were afraid to ask, that at the 33-minute and 43-second mark, he asserts that Cain slew Abel because Abel was demonic, and then I bring out verses such as Matthew 23:35, where Messiah directly contradicts that and says that Abel was righteous. Also Hebrews 11:4 also says that Abel was righteous, and Jude 1:11 clearly states that the way of Cain is the way of error. So there were 3 witnesses right there to that. So I just wanted to mention that because he changed the title of that video that I referenced, and he changed the title of that to Testimony of Global Witness, Truth Revealed, 25K Views. And I noticed this a couple days ago on about May 20th or so. So the point that I'm bringing that out is, if anybody watching that previous video of mine and decided to actually go investigate that for themselves, because that is specifically why I referenced the video and the exact mark where he says this, that I believe he changed that simply so that if somebody were to go look for that, they would not see the title of that video, and maybe they would just assume that I was lying about that or making that up, and just simply attacking him for no reason at all. Which is not the case. And I believe that that is why he changed the title of that video, simply to hide that matter when it has been exposed that he is preaching things that are in direct contradiction to what the Word says. Okay, because he brings out a lot of stuff from the Gospels, but here is an example in the Gospel where there is something which Messiah says which is in direct contradiction to what he is teaching. Okay, now, if he changes the title of that video again, which I don't really think that he will, or if he takes it down, I just want to make the note also that the length of this video is 2 hours and 9 minutes, and it was uploaded on March 4th, 2018. Okay, so if you see a different title to that video other than Testimony of Global Witness, Truth Revealed, 25K Views, okay, it is 2 hours and 9 minutes, March 4th, 2018 was when it was uploaded. Maybe he will take it down entirely. I don't care about that. I'm not taking this down because of that, okay, because Yahuwah is my witness to this matter. I watched that 4 or 5 times, and I heard him say that. I know that he said it. I know when he said it in that video. Yahuwah is my witness. So if anybody wants to say that I'm lying about this matter, so be it. And why am I even talking about this? I am talking about this simply because he is leading people astray. And I am simply trying to say to those following him, he is a masterful deceiver. Don't be led astray. Trust in the Word. Do not trust in man. Trust in the Word. If somebody is teaching something, okay, that is in direct contradiction to what the Word says, you need not listen to them. You need to get into the Word. That is the point of this whole discussion and my previous video. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about, the Word a little bit, the preservation of the Word. I want to bring out now that and talk about the name a little bit, because there were a couple comments on the last video that they were interested in hearing about, kind of what I was talking about regarding the Father's name, the name of Yahuwah. Okay, now first I want to bring out, let's see, Proverbs 25:2 reads this: "It is the esteem of Elohim to hide a matter, and the esteem of sovereigns to search out a matter." Okay, so this is saying, and as you get to know him, as you get to know the Father and the Son, because that is what Elohim, plural, is referring to. It is referring to the Father and the Son. John chapter 1 should make that clear, because it says, in the beginning, the Word was with Yahuwah, and then in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahuwah. Okay, the Word is Yahushua, the Word made flesh. Okay, so when it refers to in Genesis, man will try to become like us, it is referring to the Father and the Son. It is not referring to this great multitude of strange gods and strange demons and so forth. It is referring to them, Yahuwah and Yahushua. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I went off on that a little bit. But that is an important matter to consider in Proverbs 25:2. It is the esteem of him to hide a matter, and the esteem of sovereigns or kings to search out a matter. Okay, so basically it's like, seek the truth, and he will lead you into truth. He will lead you into more truth. He will reveal truth to you. But it is for those who love the truth who are going to be seeking matters out, such as this. So Zephaniah 2:3 reads, "Seek Yahuwah, all you meek ones of the earth, who have done his right ruling. Seek righteousness, seek meekness, if so be that you are hidden in the day of wrath of Yahuwah." So it's telling you right there, seek him, okay, so that he may protect you when times get really rough. Because in seeking him, as you get to know him and have that relationship with him, have that relationship with Yahushua, you're going to be a doer of the word, okay? Isaiah 55 verse 6, "Seek Yahuwah while he is to be found. Call on him while he is near." Now, I just wanted to bring that out, because in truly seeking him, just to reiterate the point, he is going to lead you into truth, okay? He's going to lead you into greater truths. Now, one of the things that he has allowed to be hidden is his name, okay? So I mentioned in the last video that when you see Lord and God in English Bibles, that is the cover-up of the Tetragrammaton, his name. So when you see that in Hebrew letters, you will see the Hebrew letters of Yod, He, Wah, He. That is his name. That's where you see Lord and God in all English Bibles. But it should, you should see the Tetragrammaton of Yod, He, Wah, He. Now, in the Sefer, okay, it brings out that the Father's name is Yahuwah and always refers to him as such, but it refers to the Son as Yahusha. There are some good teachers out there who believe that the Son's name is Yahusha. I believe that his correct name is Yahushua. Okay, but I just wanted to point that out. If you get a Sefer, you will see Yahusha for the Son's name. Now, I use the Scriptures quite a bit, and in the Scriptures, what it presents as, instead of seeing Lord or God, you will see the Tetragrammaton in modern Hebrew. Okay, so you will see his name, not spelled out in English as Yahuwah, but you will see it in Hebrew. Okay, and I think that's a great thing. Another Bible that you can get where you've got that in the Paleo Hebrew, you will see it, is the Hallelujah Scriptures. Okay, so why would he hide a matter such as this? Because maybe his name is not for everybody to know, okay? Because it says in 2 Thessalonians, those who do not love the truth, he sends strong delusion, and he allows you to be deluded, okay? So it's like truth, actually seeking truth is a very important matter, okay? And in doing so, you are seeking him, and he will lead you into it, as I've said. But I want to bring this out because Isaiah 52:6 regarding his name, "Therefore my people shall know my name in that day, for I am the one who is speaking. See, it is I." See, not everybody is his people, But his people, he says in Isaiah 52:6, will know his name. Okay? Now, Revelation chapter 7, it talks about the sealing of 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, totaling 144,000. Okay? Now, just as a little side note on that real quick, in the last video I broke down, how there was this assertion that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is a false God, to which, Global Witness agreed to that. However, if you study the Old Testament, if you study the Torah, you will see that Jacob was renamed by the Father. He was renamed Israel. Okay, so when it says the 12 tribes of Israel, he had 12 sons. Okay, so that is where the tribes of Israel, or Jacob, or Jacob, come from. Okay, so in Revelation chapter 7, it talks about the sealing of 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel in their foreheads. And then it tells you in Revelation chapter 14 what that seal is. And I think that this is a big deal and important to bring out and important to meditate on. So Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. And I looked and saw a lamb standing on Mount Sion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written upon their foreheads. Let me tell you what, that is a seal of Yahuwah right there. His name upon their foreheads. All right? So on that note, think about this. Think about this. The mark of the beast, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, is in or upon the forehead and in or upon the right hand. Okay? Now, the seal of Yahuwah is also in or upon the forehead and in or upon the hand. Okay? And I'm going to bring that out right now. So think about this. Meditate on this. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 6 through 8. And these words, which I am commanding you today, back up. I want to say that the Ten Commandments are brought out in Exodus chapter 20, okay, and then they are reiterated in Deuteronomy chapter 5. So when I read Deuteronomy from Deuteronomy chapter 6, these verses right here, it is referring to the Ten Commandments, okay, and it is referring to the instructions that are given in the Torah. Okay, so let me start over. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 6 through 8. And these words which I am commanding you today shall be in your heart, and you shall impress them upon your children, and shall speak of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. How about that? The obedience, the meditation, and the obedience to his commandments is a mark between your eyes, on your forehead, and on your hand. Okay? Now, think about this. Revelation chapter 22, verse 14. In the King James, as it should read, and also in the scriptures that I just showed, and also in the Sefer, it reads this. Blessed are they that do Yahuwah's commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. Now, in addition to that, where it states that, Revelation 22:14, Revelation chapter 14, verses 9 through 12, verses 9 through 11 discuss those who have received the mark of the beast and what their fate is. But Revelation chapter 14, verse 12 differentiates one group from those who have received the mark of the beast. So go read it yourself. It reads that those who have the belief in Yahushua and those who keep and guard the commandments of Yahuwah Elohim are the ones that do not receive the mark of the beast. That's very interesting. Revelation chapter 12, verse 17 makes clear that those who guard the commandments of Yahuwah Elohim and who have the witness, the testimony of Yahushua are the remnant. Okay? So a remnant is a small number. Luke chapter 13, verse 24 tells us that many will seek to enter in on the narrow gate. Enter in through the straight gate is what Yahushua says. For many will seek to enter and they will not be able to. Okay? But the remnant is a small number. and those will be entering in. Those who guard his commandments, and those who have the belief and the testimony of Yahuwah. Okay? Those who are doers of his word. Okay? Now, I want to bring out also, I'm a really big Ron Wyatt fan. I have a lot of respect for him. I mean, he was somebody who was simply used by Yahuwah himself. Okay, now when he found the Ark of the Covenant, and I've got a couple videos by Ron Wyatt on this channel. One is Ron Wyatt Amazing Discoveries, which is now in 20-minute long documentary. Excellent watch. And the other one is called Ron Wyatt, Yahushua's Blood on the Mercy Seat. Okay, it's about a 10-minute video. Watch that. It's great. Okay, now, I have seen Ron Wyatt say this on several occasions. It's not going to be hard to find in a YouTube search. But he stated that when he found the Ark of the Covenant, there were messengers or angels that were there. And they told him that those who keep the Ten Commandments do not receive the mark of the beast. Okay? Now, this is what he claimed that he encountered. And I believe it. Okay? So I just want to bring these things out for you to meditate on. Trustworthy is the word. Meditate on the word and be a doer of the word. Be a doer of the word. Thank you for listening.